Hello fams, good day and welcome back to our YouTube channel Diary TV. I remain your humble host, Divine Favor Awago. Yes, on today's show, I'm bringing you jaw-dropping news that's sending shockwaves through the world of international football. Now picture this guy, it's a rising star, a defender with the skills to dominate any backline, has just made a decision that's left fans, analysts and even the Super Eagles management stunned. This player, who will reveal in just a moment, has turned down a golden opportunity to represent Nigeria's Super Eagles under the watchful eye of coach Chelle. Instead, he's chosen to pledge his allegiance to another national team. Why would a player snub one of Africa's football powerhouses? What team has he chosen? And what does this mean for his career? Well, the Super Eagles and the broader football landscape, buckle up because we'll be diving deep into the story, breaking it down into every angle you need to know, from the reasons behind his choice to the ripple effects on the Nigerian national team. We've got it all covered, so grab your jersey, hit that subscribe button, and let's kick things off. Yes, let's start with the man at the center of this story, Victor Adeh, a 23-year-old centre-back who's been turning heads in Europe's top leagues. Born in London to Nigerian parents, Adeh has been a standout performer for his club, Westbridge United, in the English Premier League. With his commanding presence, lightning fast recovery pace, and of course ability to read the game like a seasoned veteran, Adeh was seen as a perfect fit for the Super Eagles, a team looking to bolster its defense ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. So why would a player with Nigerian roots, who's been openly countered by Super Eagles coach Chelle, turn his back on the green and white? Well, it's a mix of personal ambition, timing and opportunity. First, let's talk about dual nationality. Adeh, like many players born in the diaspora, holds eligibility to represent both Nigeria and England. While Nigeria has a rich footballing heritage and a passionate fan base, the allure of playing for England's Three Lions is hard to ignore. Sources close to the player suggest that Adeh has been in talks with England's youth setup for years, and recent injuries to key defenders in Gareth Southgate's squad have opened the door for him to stake a claim. But it's not just about opportunity. Of course, Adeh's decision also reflects a deeper calculation. Playing for Nigeria will guarantee him a starting spot, given the Super Eagles' need for defensive stability. However, the intense pressure of representing Nigeria, coupled with logistical challenges like travel and inconsistent federation support, might have weighed on his mind. England, on the other hand, offers a streamlined setup, world-class facilities, and the chance to compete at the highest level of international football, potentially even a World Cup trophy. There's also the matter of timing. At 23, Adeh is at a crossroad in his career. A call-up to England's senior team would skyrocket his market value and cement his status as a global star. Choosing Nigeria, while honorable, might not carry the same immediate commercial appeal. It's a tough call, and one that sparked heated debate on social media. Some fans call it a betrayal, others say he's chasing his dreams. What do you think, guys? Well, drop your thoughts in the comments below. So which team has Victor Adeh chosen? Drum roll please, it's England, the Three Lions. This decision was confirmed just days ago when Adeh was spotted training with England's under-23 squad, with rumors swirling that a senior team call-up is imminent. But what factors tip the scale in England's favor? Let's break it down. First, there's a competitive angle. England's national team is stacked with talent. Think Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham and Bukayo Saka, but the defensive unit has been hit by injuries and retirement. With veterans like Harry Maguire nearing the end of their international careers and younger players like Levi Colwill still finding their feet, Adeh sees a real chance to break into the squad. His performances in the Premier League, where he's consistently shut down top strikers, have caught the eye of England's coaching staff. Second, there's the infrastructure. England's football system is a well-oiled machine, from state-of-the-art training facilities to meticulous media management. Playing for the Three Lions offers a level of professionalism that's hard to match. For a young player like Adeh, who is already navigating the pressures of club football, his stability is a major draw. Then there is the cultural factor. Adeh grew up in London, immersed in England football culture. He's spoken in interviews about idolizing players like Rio Ferdinand and John Terry, but both legends of England's backline representing the country where he was born and raised might feel like a natural extension of his identity, even if his Nigerian heritage remains a core part of who he is. But it's not all rosy. Choosing England means that Adebayo will face fierce competition for a sport. He'll need to outshine established names and prove himself in a high-stakes environment. Nigeria, by contrast, would have afforded him a starring role right away. Was this the right move or a risky gamble? We'll explore the pros and cons later, but for now, let's turn to the Super Eagles and how they're handling this bombshell. Imagine being Eric Chelle right now. You're the head coach of the Super Eagles, tasked with rebuilding a squad capable of dominating African football and making waves on the global stage. You've identified Victor Adebayo as the missing piece in your defensive puzzle, only to learn he's chosen England instead. Ouch! So how is Chelle reacting, and what does this mean for Nigerians management? Well, publicly, Chelle has kept things diplomatic. In a recent press conference, he said, quote, "We respect every player's decision to choose their path. Our focus remains on building a strong team with players who are fully committed to Nigeria." But behind closed doors, sources say Chelle is disappointed. He'll personally reach out to Adebayo, outlining a vision for the Super Eagles that included the young defender as a cornerstone. Losing him to England is a blow, not just to the team's plan, but to Chelle's credibility as a coach who can attract top talent. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, is also feeling the heat. Nigeria has a long history of losing dual nationality players to other countries. Think Tammy Abraham, who chose England, or Fikayo Tomori, who was to pledge allegiance to the Three Lions. The NFF has been criticized for not doing enough to court diaspora players early, and Adebayo's decision has reignited those debates. Some argue the Federation needs to invest in better scouting, stronger outreach programs, and improve infrastructure to compete with the likes of England. As for the team itself, this snub could have psychological impact. The Super Eagles are a proud unit, and losing a potential star to rival nation might dent morale. Chelle will need to rally his players, emphasizing unity and resilience. On the tactical side, he'll likely turn to other defensive options like Chinedu Okoye or veteran Kenneth Omero to fill the gap. But the bigger question is, can the NFF and Chelle adapt their approach to prevent more players from slipping through their fingers? Let's talk about the implication next. Now let's put ourselves in Victor Adebayo's boat. Choosing England over Nigeria is a monumental decision, one that could define his career, but what are the potential rewards? And what risk is he taking? Now, let's weigh both sides. First up, the benefits. First, there's the prestige. Playing for England puts Adebayo on one of the biggest stages in football. If he earns a senior cap, he will be competing in high-profile tournaments like the UEFA Nations League or even the World Cup. That kind of exposure could lead to lucrative sponsorship deals, bigger club contracts, and a global fan base. Secondly, there's the coaching working on the Gareth Southgate, or his successor means learning from some of the best minds in games. England staff will fine-tune Adebayo's skill, helping him evolve into a complete defender. Plus, training alongside world-class teammates will push him to new heights. Finally, there's the legacy. If Adebayo becomes a regular for England, he could inspire a new generation of players, especially those from diverse backgrounds. His story rising from a London estate to the international stage could resonate wildly. The drawbacks, but it's not all smooth sailing. The biggest risk is competition. England's squad is deep, and Adebayo will need to fight for every minute on the pitch. If he struggles to break through, he could be left roaming the bench or far cry from the starring role Nigeria would have offered. There is also the pressure. England's media and fans are notoriously demanding. One bad performance could spark headlines and scrutiny. Something Adebayo has yet to face at this level, and let's not forget the backlash from some Nigerian fans who've already taken to social media to voice their frustration. Navigating their criticism will test his mental toughness. Long-term, this decision could impact his club career. If he tries with England, top clubs like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich might come calling. But if he falters, he risks being labeled a what could have been story. It's a high-stakes bet, and only time will tell if it pays off. Yes, finally, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. How will Victor Adebayo's decision affect the Super Eagles and their future? Nigeria's national team is at a critical juncture with the 2026 World Cup qualifiers looming and the African Cup of Nations on the horizon. Chelle squad needs to be firing on all cylinders. Losing a player of Adebayo's caliber is a setback, and it's not the end of the road. Now, here comes the team dynamics. The Super Eagles are a tight-knit group, but this news could create ripples. Players might question the commitment of diaspora stars, leading to a renewed focus on homegrown talent. Chelle will need to foster unity, ensuring the squad doesn't dwell on what could have been. Expect him to lean on leaders like Victor Osimhen and Wilfred Ndidi to keep spirits high. Now, onto the tactical adjustments on the pitch. Adebayo's absence leaves a gap in the defense. Nigeria struggled with consistency at the back, and Chelle was banking on Adebayo's versatility to show things up. Now, he'll likely experiment with pairing like Okoye and Omero, or even give a chance to younger prospects from the domestic league. The team might also adopt a more cautious approach, relying on midfield control to compensate for defensive vulnerabilities. Yes, on to upcoming matches, the Super Eagles face a tough slate of games, including a World Cup qualifier against Ghana and a friendly against Senegal. Without Adebayo, Chelle will need to fine-tune the strategy to counter these high-octane opponents. Ghana's pacey wingers like Jordan Ayew could exploit any defensive weaknesses, so Chelle might prioritize a compact counter-attacking style. In the long-term outlook, this now could be a wake-up call for the NFF. To compete for global talent, Nigeria needs to invest in youth development, improve facilities, and build a more cohesive recruitment strategy. If they can't, more players might follow Adebayo's lead, choosing other nations over the Super Eagles. But if Chelle and his team can rally, this could be the spark that ignites a new era for resilience and, of course, success. Well, what's next for Nigeria? Will they bounce back or will they lose hunt them? Share your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more football. And there you have it, folks. The full story behind Victor Adebayo's shocking decision to snap the Super Eagles and chase his dreams with England. From the reasons driving his choice to the challenges he'll face and the ripple effects of Nigeria's national team, we've covered it all. This is the kind of drama that makes football so unpredictable and so thrilling. What do you think about Adebayo's move? Is he making the right call? Or should he have stayed loyal to his Nigerian roots? And how would the Super Eagles respond? Drop your thought below and let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed the deep dive, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep loving the beautiful game, and I'll see you in the next video. And do not forget, of course, we remain Diary TV.